my scrappy ideas, and I'm excited today to be back here with the Crafty Maven Getaway, and today is Scraplift Saturday, and so today Caddy, Miranda, and I are up together, and we have this great inspiration piece right here that we're working from, and so that's how I came upon my color scheme and all of that. And then the inspiration from Caddy, I went and I love her YouTube channel and her Work It Wednesday, where she kind of creates a kit from her own stash and then she goes through and creates layouts. And so I kind of decided to do that. Something else, when you look through all of her layouts, she really loves doilies and flowers. So I decided I wanted to try to incorporate that into my layout as well. And so this is just some things that I've pulled together from my stash. Some of it is really, really old, like these little here. I'm not sure I'm going to get it pulled in, but I'm going to try. I just have a lot of bling. This inspiration piece has this gorgeous silver and black. Have some punch here, some little metal embellishments, possibly stamps, because I love stamping on my layouts, but I kind of forget to do it. I have a lot of different flowers that I'm hoping to kind of put together, some little chipboard pieces, some really pretty bling. I have silver letters. This is from the Echo Park Head Over Heels collection. I'm going to use some stamps off of that. I have jelly bean soup. I have this here, which I believe is from Echo Park, older, and a lot of paper from a lot of different companies. So I'll try to list all of those down below. And then I have 3 photos that I'm working with today. And so let's get started. I started with this paper from Echo Park. It's the Capture Life collection. And it has this beautiful font on the back that says, "All you need is love," and it just says it over and over. And so I really liked the black. It went in really well with the inspiration piece that we had. And I thought it was going to be a great grounding for the layout that I wanted to do. And then I had this gray diagonal stripe, and it is from Bella Boulevard, the Color Chaos collection. And I just cut a larger rectangle to kind of start building up my layout. And then this pink paper is from, I think it's from Echo Park Capture Life as well. And then the pink banner is the Pink Fresh Up in the Clouds collection. And I was just using my ruler here to kind of make sure that it was straight, and I'm still not sure that it was completely straight because it looked odd to me. But I wanted it somewhat straight since I had so many straight lines on this layout. And then I have 3 photos that I'm working with today, so those that love multiple photos on layouts, here you go. And these are just some photos of my daughter several years ago, and I had made these die-cut snowflakes where you cut all these different shapes. It's kind of like nested dies in a way, and they were stamped and embossed, and they were just gorgeous. And so you could sit and stack them up, all different configurations, and make them. And so she was just having the best time making up snowflakes, and I was trying to get her to glue them together once she had several done, and she did not want to glue them together. She was having too much fun just playing with them, and so I was giving her a hard time, and I was taking her a picture, and she got real silly with me and tried to hide up underneath the table, and so I just knelt down and took another little quick photo of her underneath the table. And I just wanted to scrap these, and I wanted to include all of them just to kind of talk about her personality and just all the things that she is to me. And I just think she's one of a kind, just like these snowflakes. So like I said in the beginning, I am scraplifting Caddy Miranda, and so one of the things that I noticed on almost all of her layouts were doilies and flowers, and so I really wanted to incorporate those into the layout. And so I had some pink doilies that I thought I was going to use, and at the end I decided to swap them out for the white just for that higher contrast. The pink looked really, really nice with them. But the white was just kind of a little pop on this layout since I'm working pretty much all with this neutral gray and then just pink. So it's almost like another color in the color scheme. Then I had this strip of cameras that I had in my stash, and I've tried to use them on several layouts, and I haven't accomplished it yet, and they don't make it on this layout either. I really thought it was going to work down here underneath all of the photos, but I'm going to be adding my title and a lot of stamping down there. And so when I get ready to do my stamping, I figure out that it just doesn't fit. So it will disappear here in the end. Then the flowers that I have the dark pink are almost like this really, what do I want to say? They're paper, and they've got a lot of fiber to them and stuff. And then the other ones are more like silk, and the middle one has this glitter onto it. And so I thought that was really pretty, just to give a little bit of sparkle, because the inspiration piece had a lot of silver and tinsel and just really sparkly and pretty. So I wanted to use those glittery flowers. And then I had a couple of more that I'm working into the top, and I had that label punch that had 3 different sizes of labels, and I just used that pink fresh paper and cut out some of those so I could have a little bit of grounding in that top cluster, because I know I wanted to put that flower up there, but I wasn't really sure what else I wanted to do. And I had this glittered medallion, and I thought it would look nice up there, but it still needed something to ground, and so that label punch was perfect just to kind of punch that and put up underneath it. And then I stuck the other one underneath the photos, and I'm going to end up doing some stamping on that later when I stamp on my title. And these little metal pieces here, it's a retired product from close to my heart, and they have these words stamped on them. And I pulled those out because I thought it'd be really fun, since I was just using all these different words to describe my daughter. But I end up, I think, only using one of them. The rest of them I couldn't quite work in. I do keep trying, but haven't got it worked in yet. And then this stamp set here just had a lot of different words, and I'm just going to build up kind of a collage down here on this banner. And I'm using some pigment ink, and it's from Ranger. And I'm using it because I want it, since I'm stamping on pattern paper and it's a colored pattern paper, I wanted that title to really be bold and bright. And if you use just the dye ink, a lot of times it kind of just seeps down into the paper, and so it fades out and it's not quite as bright. So I decided to use the Ranger pigment ink, and I love the way it looks. I really like the way that title worked out, and then I'm going to add some other stuff to it as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put down my photos, and I decided to leave just a little bit of border around each one of them, since it was kind of a series of photos. I wanted that little bit of distinction, and I also wanted just more pops of that pink coming through, like I said, with just all of the grays and everything kind of monotone, and then just the pops of pink. So I really wanted that pink between the photos as well. I had these really pretty silver glittered alphabets, and so I decided to use that along with my stamping to create the title. So the title's "You Are Beautiful," and then I have "Perfect" and "Original" stamped, and then "So Sweet's" going to go up the top, and then this little sticker says "You Make Me Happy." And that stamp set, or not stamp set, that sticker sheet, I had several different ones. I had Jelly Bean Soup, the red raspberry label stickers, and then this one came from the Echo Park Head Over Heels on the big sticker sheet. And so since it had the black, I felt like I wanted just some really stark pops of black on the layout. That title that I stamped looks so good with it just so bold and bright, and so that's why I went ahead and decided these 2 black labels with the phrases on them, I really wanted to include them. So I had this little heart clip, and I was trying to get it on there, and I'm still not sure that I got it stuck really well, but I kind of wanted it in the center, and then I have this "So Sweet," and I'm going to end up adding that "So Sweet" to the top, but I play around with it quite a bit. And here's these other metal stamped words that I had, these shapes. And like I said, I kept playing with them and moving them all around, but I just couldn't quite work it into where I liked it, except for the one that's on the right with the arrow that says "Laugh," and I do keep it. For my flowers, I had this beautiful bling brad that I decided would just be perfect for those. And so I end up putting it into the flower, and then I'm going to add one to the bottom flower as well. And I had thought originally that I might stick some of the small ones. It has the bigger one and then like smaller ones in those blinged flowers or whatever they are, the circles. And I thought I would scatter some around the flowers and add them just to the background. But with all of the stamping that I did and the phrase stickers and stuff, it really didn't need it. So I don't go ahead and do that. I just stick to them inside of the flower. And you can see the bottom one has the smaller one in it, and the top one I kept the bigger rhinestone brad in it. And then I had these little silver glittered embellishments too, and they were left over from an old retired Close to My Heart pack too. And so I had this little flourish, and I thought it would be cute around the flower. And so I add it, and then it also had this medallion, and I'm going to include it up at the top embellishment underneath the flower, just for a little bit of extra bling. And then the last thing that I did was to sprinkle some silver Tattered Angels mist around on the layout. And I also will add just a couple of other little stickers, and you'll see those in the finished shots, which I'll have the still shots right here. So I hope you enjoyed this layout. Be sure to watch Katie Miranda's video as well. That will be up today, and she will be scrap lifting me, so I can't wait to see what she has come up with. And I have really enjoyed doing this. It was a fun little mix between the inspiration piece and between kind of scrap lifting Katie as well. So thanks for joining us at the Crafty Maven Getaway, and I'll be back next month with another layout. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.